Now, yesterday, the weekend that ended yesterday had a lot of say on who is obviously going to be winning the Premier League trophy, right? And now, we all saw Arsenal beat Sunderland by 3-0. Zubimendi plus a brace of Victor Gyökeres. Then, Arsenal went 9 points clear ahead of City. And we were like waiting to see what City is obviously going to be doing tomorrow. And thank God a penalty was given. Erling Haaland executed it. And towards the end of the game, McAllister went ahead to obviously pull out a very huge strike at the goal of Man City. But Donnarumma went ahead to pull out a world-class save that saw even Pep Guardiola touch the back of his bald head with his hands in there for you. So, after that game ending in favor of City, Pep has launched a Premier League title challenge on Arteta. And it's a serious one, by the way, because he has played 2 games, Spurs and Liverpool, and all those games have been away. That has been really something, or a moment that was really very trying for Pep Guardiola. And I think 6 points so far, not bad for me, all for him, and they can obviously try to obviously take it to Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. The big question is, how will Arsenal respond to this? Smash the like button, comment, and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as don't miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. These 2 teams are back in action this week. On Wednesday, Man City is hosting a team known as Fulham, and Arsenal is playing away at Brentford. So, another huge match day 26. And I'll be doing the match previews very soon. With effect from tomorrow, I'll drop that of Man City, and then I'll drop that of Arsenal, I think, on Wednesday, as they prepare to take on a team known as Fulham in there for you. So, Pep Guardiola went ahead and obviously said the following. And I think he was sending it to the club of Arsenal. You know, he's a man who always plays mind games, but this time round, looks like he has obviously come out and really spoken out loud. He has told us that, I have a feeling that improving a title, improving a little bit will not be enough to compete against Arsenal, but still, we have margin to improve. We have to play them at home, and of course, we have to beat them. And I've said, 13 games in the Premier League, from my point of view, from my elite experience, is a lot of time, a lot. It's proper when you go into the last games playing any game in the relegation battle, playing any team in the relegation battle. It's a proper game, football game, because they live to survive and they have long weeks to prepare. Whereas you come from FA Cup, you come from the Carabao Cup, you come from the Champions League. That makes an influence in the title race. That's why being 9, 10, 11 points is more difficult. That's why all we can do is to breathe down the neck of Arsenal, being there and try if they sleep. If they make something like a mistake, we will capitalize onto it. That's what Pep Guardiola had to say. But for me, my huge pick out of what he said was in the first paragraph, where he said they have to play Arsenal, right? They have to play Arsenal. And that game is going to be played at Etihad. And I think that will be the final for this season. Arsenal versus Manchester City. Let me check. When is it going to be played? Let me see when this is going to be played. All right. Arsenal versus Man City will be played on the 18th of April. And we will be just weeks away from the Premier League coming to an end. Because if you never knew, the Premier League season of 2025-2026 will end on the, let's see, when will it end? It will end on the, because we do have the World Cup, it has to end a little bit early. It will end on the 26th of May. So that means by the time they play one another, Arsenal will be having the remaining fixtures. Crystal Palace, 1. Arsenal will have to play Crystal Palace. Man City will have to play Aston Villa. Oh, City even still has Villa to play. So guys, it's not yet easy. That is match day 38. Match day 37. Man City will play Bournemouth away and Arsenal will host Burnley. Those are 2 games. Then match day 36. West Ham will host Arsenal as Man City will play against Brentford. All right. Match day 35. Arsenal will host Fulham and Man City will play away at Everton. Then match day 34. Arsenal will obviously play against who? Man City will play against Burnley. Arsenal will host Newcastle, another big one for the club of Arsenal. Then this is match day 33. Man City, that's when Man City host Arsenal. So after Man City playing against Arsenal, there will be, I think, 5 more games because they will play each other on match day 33, and there will be 5 games left to see to it that they obviously see who the winner is. But that means there are 6 games to play before these teams play one another, meaning that 7 games now. The 7 games are what Pep Guardiola was obviously talking about. It will depend, by the way, on how the situation will be when Arsenal is playing against a team known as Man City. Those next 7 games for the club of Arsenal and Man City. In those next 7 games, Arsenal has Tottenham Hotspur and they also have Chelsea. Spurs away, Chelsea at home. You get? And when you look at Man City, Man City, in those fixtures before they obviously play Arsenal, because you have to obviously look through them and see how it's obviously going to be panning out. Let me see here. So, Man City has Fulham, 1. Man City has Newcastle, another hard one. They have to play away at Leeds. They have to host Tottenham. They have to play West Ham away. They have to play Crystal Palace, and they have to play Chelsea, 11th April. So those 7 games, meaning that, to me, I think Arsenal is better placed, because Arsenal, by the time they play Man City, they would have gone to play Spurs. They would have gone to play Chelsea. They've already played Man United. They've already played Liverpool. They've already played Aston Villa. So, a team known as Man City, will be having a very huge journey to go. That game of Newcastle is really big on the 21st of February, although they have to put in a very huge shift in there for you. But he knows that this is the game of football and a lot of things really can change. That is it. Gary Neville obviously came up and told us the following, that City have just entered this title race in style. Obviously, they are back in the title race. If you know what it means, 6 points in 13 games, or that's 39 points. That means Arsenal needs to win. Arsenal needs to win 11 games and draw against Man City. If they win 11 games and draw against Man City, they would have gone ahead to lift that Premier League trophy, because City would have gone ahead, obviously drop 2 points, and there is no way they could obviously catch up onto them. So that game is obviously going to be very important in there. Roy Keane has said, huge rest, big lift for City. Their record here is not great. Pep said before the game, when you come to Anfield, you need to show personality and character, and this team showed it, particularly in the second half. They were very good in terms of football in the first half. We've been critical of this team over the last 18 months because of the standards City have set, and this team haven't really reached it. But today, in the second half, they showed desire and quality. It's more than 3 points. Psychologically, it's a big lift and a bit of a hammer blow for Arsenal. They still have a nice lead, but to see City go a goal down and then for them to get 3 points, that is really huge. And Roy Keane is speaking from a position of experience. United captain, lifted very many Premier League titles at the club of Man United, and he was a leader. And he really knows what really sparks off a season for a club that is in chess or is in need of a title race. That is Roy Keane for you. He has called it a hammer blow for the club of Arsenal and a psychological lift for the side of Manchester City. And I really believe in him. Bernardo Silva went ahead and obviously gave us this hint that the whole Man City squad knew before the game that if we lost this game, probably the Premier League title race is over. Arsenal are still in a much better position than us, but we felt like we needed to win this game. This puts us a bit closer. The hope is there. So, obviously the hope is there because a lot of things can change in football. You remember, there was a time when Arsenal was like 3 points behind Man City. You get? And there is the way Man City went ahead to draw with the leads, all what, and Arsenal took the lead to 5. You know, there is the way Arsenal lost to Man United. Arsenal went ahead and really drew away. You get? If Arsenal had won those games, maybe they would have gone to be in a better position. But that's what makes football interesting. And that's why betting companies are living, because you can't bet and get everything 100% right. Are we together? So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Tell me your thoughts about Pep launching a Premier League title challenge on Arteta after beating Liverpool by 2-1.